Yeah, a staff member came by to call me. I was in the middle of something, so I couldn't open the door, but I said I'd be right out. Oh, so he didn't actually see this person. Okay.
Keep gathering testimony.
Alright, cool. I guess I have to go through every single actor here. Except for Karina. But we also have to look for every other Pokemon that's in this place. Oh, speaking of which. What? Are you still upset that I got chosen as the assistant over you? Don't get too full of myself. Ugh, sure, whatever you say. More importantly, there's something we need to ask of you. Do you know anything about the accident that just happened? It was going around the dressing rooms while avoiding the staff here. So it doesn't know what's going on at the studio. Why was it doing that? Doing a spit of self-promotion? You're definitely persistent, I'll give you that. Maybe Mimikyu wasn't the thing. Let's check the others. But I'm still keeping my eye on that Pokemon.
What do you want?
You again. What do you want? Oh, come on, you're a detective. Don't let her intimidate you. Go on, ask what you need to ask. Where were you after we finished the first rehearsal? I stayed in my dressing room. I was giving Perugly a nice brushing. Did anyone stop by during that time? One of the staff members came to call on me. I answered, although I didn't open the door. I see. Someone comes all the way to get you. The least you could do is open the door for them. Although, come to think of it, something odd happened after that. Okay.
Tim, be sure you remember what people told us.
Alright, that's true. The strange occurrence. What was this strange occurrence? Someone came and beat on the door. I looked out through the fogged glass window, but didn't see anyone out there. I wonder what that was all about. Someone was beating the door. What a yawn. Let us talk to you a bit before you take a nap. Yeah, what were you guys doing after we finished the rehearsal? You came back to the dressing room for a nap. Olga gave you a good brushing too. So your fur is all perfect. You know, I can't really tell. Alright, I guess Perugly doesn't know. There's Mimikyu again.
Hey, Tim.
Do you remember the strange occurrence at Olga's dressing room? Oh, you mean that someone banged on the door? That's right. My theory is that it's the same Pokemon that visited Chatot's dressing room. That would make sense. I wonder if we can find this Pokemon and ask it about when it visited the dressing rooms. Oh, do we have to go back to Chatot? Maybe do like a knocking on the door noise. And then maybe it can imitate its voice. Oh. Excuse me. Hey, what's wrong? Well, about the accident that just happened, it seems like it was deliberately caused by someone. What? But then, who's the culprit? We're investigating that now. That's why we like to know where everyone was during the rehearsal. We were here the whole time. Yes, we were keeping an eye on the studio from here. I think it would be difficult for the people here in the sub-control room to swap out the violin.
Now that I think about it, this person couldn't be the culprit.
Does he know? Alright then. Where were you during the rehearsal, Keith? I don't think I saw you until right before the accident happened. I went down to a lower floor to call the assistant Pokemon as soon as we found Perugly. And what happened with that? Well, it didn't show up. Even when the scheduled time came, so I called the office to check. Turns out I'd mixed up the dates and had scheduled it for a wrong time. So I ran back to the studio to let Hiro know. So that's what all the ruckus was about. Did you run into anybody on your way back to the studio? Yeah, as I recall, I ran into Amelia. She'd just finished calling Max and Olga. Okay.
Yeah, that's an alibi. Make sure you remember it.
Now what about Hiro? The assistant Pokemon schedule. Are you the one in charge of scheduling and managing the assistant Pokemon? That's right. I'm really sorry that my mistake put you both in a dangerous spot. Yeah, next time, pay closer attention. Don't worry about it. Neither of us were hurt. Alright. What about Hiro? I'd say the odds are 50-50. I've already put in a request for a new violin. I feel bad for Karina, but she'll have to use the new one. I was in the studio ever since Karina finished her performance. I was making sure the staff knew the plan for the show, checking the footage and so on. We were in the studio then too. I didn't see anyone leave or enter until Amelia and Keith came back. Seems like Hiro and the staff here have a solid alibi.
Now that I think about it, this person couldn't be the culprit.
Okay then. What about Amelia?
What's the matter?
Don't mention the swapped violin until we're ready to catch the culprit. Right. I mean, yes. Oh, Jesus. Yeah. You mean after Karina played? I was checking the dressing rooms to call on Max and Olga. But you came back to the studio alone, didn't you? Weren't you able to find them? Oh no, not exactly. They both seemed like they were busy, so I just told them what I needed through the door. Oh, I see. And did you meet anyone else? Well, I remember. I ran into Keith near the studio. Keith.
Now that I think about it, this person couldn't be the culprit.
So I guess it could be related to either Olga or Max. I went directly to Olga's dressing room from the studio. I knocked on the door and said we were ready, and she responded, "Thank you, I'll be right there," through the door. So it's not like Amelia actually saw Olga. I feel like that's going to be the key to unraveling this mystery. I went to get Max after I called Olga. I knocked on his door and told him we were ready. And he said, "Gotcha, I'll be right out," through the door. Okay. And then I ran into Keith on my way back to the studio. He was standing near the entrance, but he looked very depressed. He was about to go report to Hiro that he messed up the assistant's Pokemon schedule. And you came back to the studio after that, right? That's right. That seems a lot.
Tim!
I don't think Hiro and the staff in the studio could have stolen the violin. In that case, maybe we should tell Hiro what really happened. If the culprit is related to the show somehow, maybe he'll know something. Good thinking. But don't forget to tell him to keep it a secret. Okay. The violin was swapped out? And you say there's someone here that did it? Yes. I can't imagine. No, actually. Could it be that he... Do you know something? Well, this is just a rumor, but I've heard Max has a lot of debt he needs to pay back. And the violin was a very valuable one. So he may have stolen it if... he would have stolen it so he could sell it. Sounds like Max could be a motive to steal the violin. Maybe we should talk to Max.
Don't forget, I'm a Pikachu too, you know. Watch. Thunderbolt!
Watch out, he's gonna explode. Mimikyu, you have nothing to say. So it's only just a rumor that he heard about Max, but what about somebody else?
What do you want?
Could it really be him? Is there something bothering you? Yeah, I think I may know who tampered with the cue sheet. Really? Please tell us everything you know. I can't prove anything, but I suspect Keith is the culprit. He looks after the Yanma here, and it would have been easy for him to tamper with the cue sheet. But Keith seems so proud of the Yanma and what they could do. Keith is a bit of a mystery. He came to GNN about 6 months ago on someone's recommendation, but he's never told anyone about why he came here or what he was doing before. I see. I wonder if there's a reason why he's so secretive. So we got Max and Keith. I don't even want to think about the accident. Who knows how much money we'll have to pay, and all for a silly violin. But sir, the responsibility for the damage suffered by Miss Mitchell lies with us. Bah, that has nothing to do with me. It's all because of the staff here are incompetent. I told you to get rid of any useless staff members, but you had to take your time with it. I don't mean to argue, Mr. President, but we have no place for employees that would cause harm to the station. Mr. Graham seems like a completely different person now. Huh. Maybe he's just very upset. I'm sure it takes a lot to handle. About why he works at GNN. We were told that you joined GNN about 6 months ago. Yeah, through a friend of mine. So I guess you were interested in making TV shows? That's right, it's a lot of work, but I have fun. It's really exciting. You never know what's gonna happen next. I think I'd be more anxious than excited. A life without some thrills would be boring. I think you'll understand someday. Was there anyone backstage, yada yada, Karina, we're done performing? Sorry, I had to cough. I need some water. Nobody, huh? Well, you could see the whole studio, so if you say nobody, I guess that's that. I'm pretty sure the other Yanma wouldn't know anything too. Was there anyone besides Karina and Amelia who left the studio during that time? Yeah, they couldn't tell. Okay. Wait, what about the script? After Karina's performance, I was with Hiro checking the rest of the plan for today. You all seem very busy. Yes, we're all wondering what to do since Keith hadn't come back. Wait a second, what? Did you see that, Pikachu? Oh my god, really? I think I would have had to have gone a closer look at that.
Just in case we need that.
Planning for your Dark Souls experience? Also, this Mimikyu. I feel like he's some sort of clue because he's been going back and forth in Max's and Olga's room, just bumping on the door. Maybe that had something to do with the loud bang? I feel like we need to talk to more people about this, but we've pretty much talked to literally everybody. Except for Karina. Of course. After my performance, I went backstage to put my violin there. Hiro asked you to do that, right? Did you see anyone else while you were back there? I don't remember. I'm sorry. I should have paid more attention. Please, don't worry about it. Oh my god, I should have checked.
So the culprit is? Wait, what's that? All of our suspects have alibis?
They all have alibis? I'm pretty sure it's a Pokemon that was involved. And we were just checking that in the hallway too, before we went to Karina's room. I don't want to point fingers, but it may have been Olga who stole my violin. Why do you say that? Well, Olga has asked me a few times before if I would be willing to do part with my violin. Of course I said no. Of course. Your grandfather made it for you. That's right. But it didn't seem like Olga was ready to give up, so she may have planned something like this. It seems Olga has a motive anyway. But we can't just decide she's the culprit based off of that. Yeah, you're right about that. So now what? Well, this is a conundrum. I didn't expect everyone involved to have alibis. This is only mean one thing. The culprit used double team. Used the hidden passageway. There was no culprit after all. Created a fake alibi. Was there no culprit? Right, I'm just overthinking everything. The violin was swapped with a fake, for crying out loud. That couldn't have happened without the culprit doing something. Used a hidden passageway? We didn't see anything like that, did we? Maybe he just created a fake. That's right. The culprit must have used some sort of trick to create a fake alibi. That being said, I don't think anyone working in the studio or sub-control room had the time to do anything elaborate like that. I agree. Our suspects are the people who were moving around on their own. That's 4 people. Max, Olga, Keith, and Amelia. You don't think Amelia is... I know how you feel, but a detective has to keep an objective view of everything. Still, we could use some more information. Now that I think about it, maybe Q had snuck out of the Pokemon dressing room and was wandering around, right? Maybe if we talk to it, it'll help shed some light on this situation. Much like we've just been seeing? Where's that little bugger anyways? Where could that... Oh, we found him. Mimikyu. You were wandering around the dressing rooms during the rehearsal, right? Do you think you could tell us more about that time? So you visited the dressing room for Perugli's partner, right? What happened then? Someone kicked the door when you knocked. I'm betting that was Perugly. Perugli's too narrow-minded. I'm pretty sure it was in a bad mood because you were pounding on the door. You should go make up later. Perugli's partner got mad at you. You mean Olga was in Max's dressing room? Oh shit. You got yelled at when you knocked on the door, you say. You heard, "Get out of my way." Was that really Olga? I mean, Olga said she was in her own dressing room and Max didn't say anything about her being in his room either. Hey Mimikyu, did you go into the dressing room at all? You ran away as fast as you could. Well, I guess you have no way of knowing what really going on then. It would have nothing to do with you as always. Man, it looks like it took the rejection hard. Don't be so depressed. I bet you'll get another chance soon. He's right. If you're that motivated, I bet everyone will realize you got talent someday. Don't worry too much.
So there's a fake alibi, and there's Mimikyu's knock to consider too.
What are you thinking, Pikachu?
Yes, of course. It all makes sense now. The culprit is.
Eureka! Oh my god. A bolt of brilliance. Ah! The culprit used a trick to make us believe he was somewhere else when he was actually backstage. A trick? That's right. Amelia provided an alibi for the culprits, so she could help us figure it out. Come on, Tim. Okay. There's something I'd like you to show me, Amelia. Sure, what do you need? You mentioned that you knocked on the doors for Olga and Max's dressing rooms when you visited them. Do you think you could show me exactly how? Well, sure, but it's not like I did anything special. I just knocked it 3 times. Any staff member at GNN would do the same thing. So that's the trick the culprit used. Tim, now's the time to gather everyone in the studio. Yeah. Here we go. The climax. Finally.
I figured out the truth behind the accident.
What are you saying? That one of us here is the culprit?
Yeah, just what do you mean the truth? We're all friends here. Can't say I appreciate the insinuation.
Come on now. Let's allow Tim to speak his mind.
Thank you, Hero. Here it is. I'm not one to mince words. The culprit is...
Go on. You know who it is, don't you?
I think it's Max.
Max, it's you. You're the one.
What? Oh, come on. Is this some kind of prank?
It's
What does
Dimitri.
I have to gain from busting up someone's violin?
Nothing. If the violin really was broken. But it isn't broken. That one was a fake, wasn't it?
A fake violin? Oh, what an imagination. How could you come up with a theory like that?
You tell him, Tim.
The cue sheets, the message on the inside. Yeah, the message.
We checked the pieces of the violin, but there wasn't a message on them anywhere. Karina told us that her violin had a message written on it from her grandfather, which means the broken one couldn't be hers.
A written message? I never noticed such a thing on it.
Right. That's because it's written on the inside. It's something only Karina could know, since she watched the violin being made.
Right. As a child, I played at my grandfather's workshop. He inscribed a special message for me, and it was written on the inside.
You see? And now that proves the broken violin must have been a fake.
But where's the real one?
I think Max probably knows.
But no, I haven't done anything. Listen, the whole time the violin was backstage, I was in my dressing room. How could I be in 2 places at once?
Oh boy, this is where you take down his alibi.
Mm-hmm. The Chatot in the dressing room.
Actually, my guess is it was Chatot in the dressing room. You probably used a trick like this.
Gotcha! I'll be right out!
Oh, yes, that's exactly what I heard.
Admit it! Admit it!
Chatot, be quiet!
Mm-hmm.
You just made it seem like you were still in that room. And then you swapped the real violin that was backstage with a fake.
He really did wanted to sell it to make money.
Oh,
You have to admit it! You have to admit it!
I had no choice. My popularity's been sagging. I wasn't sure the show would get picked up again. And if it didn't, I knew I'd be let go. I couldn't pay back my debts. I'd be finished.
Oh, Max. You were wrong. I was going to have you continue as our host.
What?
Oh, now that makes it even worse.
Everything I did.
I'm really sorry, Max. But I'm afraid I'm going to have to call the police.
Oh my god, that makes it even worse.
What a fool he was. In the end, he was the one who didn't believe in his own talent.
Sheesh.
Hey, you guys! I found the videos.
Where the hell have you been?
Why is everyone hanging out here?
Oh my god.
So Max was the culprit all along.
He had to take the real violin to sell it for money to pay back his debts, but now it got even worse for him to lose his job after what he just did and to be arrested. Oh. I've probably been in a situation like this where, like, if I didn't make a mistake, I would have been fine. But it definitely made it worse. There was probably a situation like that, but I don't want to put it back into my mind. I am terribly sorry. Good lord, that was too relatable. Or no, it wasn't. It just felt similar. I've probably done big mistakes like that and somehow made things worse. And that's case closed. Now let's get back on track. Check the video. Alright.
Mako's finally back with the video. Let's go to the sub-control room and watch it. Maybe he'll show us some clues.
Yeah, literally though, where was she the whole time trying to find that video?
Okay, let's check this out.
Let's play the whole thing through.
Charizard's in
Remember,
We've got a
keep
good
your
shot
eyes
of
on
it.
Charizard.
Yeah.
I forgot the audio stutters in this kind of quality.
Starting. Everyone is excited to see the popular Pokemon of the park marching by.
I see Ivysaur and I see Prinplup. I see Meganium too.
We've been told the theme of this year's
Hey,
parade is
Wait a
The
minute.
balloon!
Oh,
I saw that too, didn't you?
Charizard's eyes turn red.
Yeah. Aura was used after all.
Ow, Meganium.
This is terrible.
I don't know, but it's a great scoop.
but it's too dangerous. We need to get out of here.
You're right. We have no choice. That's the whole video.
Exactly how we heard it from the Pokemon at Fine Park.
Yeah,
Did you find out anything?
maybe. There was something I noticed.
Right, the scene with the balloon. Right there.
Better to lead than Charizard. We've been told the theme of this year's
The balloon
parade.
popped.
Maybe it had R inside. Tim, zoom in on the balloon, and then play it backwards in slow motion.
Okay.
Computer, enhance.
It looks like a needle or something flew at the balloon.
You're right.
But where did it come from? Rewind it a little more. Stop there.
Hey, that's Skorupi. And that man.
Right. The
Wait a
Pokemon at
minute.
Fine Park told us a man with a Skorupi was after Harry.
You know, that looks almost like it could be Keith.
What? Keith was there? Working with you?
The hell?
No, not with us. I don't think he was even working at GNN back then.
Mako's right. He only joined us about 6 months ago.
So, it was Keith who caused the incident? He's the one who went after my dad?
What?
Like it. And he was hiding in plain sight. Let's go capture Keith.
What the hell? Keith? Yeah, I think it was the president that did say something about Keith. Yeah. He only just joined like 6 months ago. He wasn't there with them a year ago. Huh. That is actually crazy. Who'd have thought Keith was the culprit? Yeah, he fooled us all. It's even possible that he knew about Max's plan and used it to try and take you out. Me? Think back to when the violin got busted. Why did we end up helping out in the first place? Well, because Keith had made a mistake about scheduling an assistant Pokemon and... Oh. That's right. And there was another suspicious point about his behavior. Do you know what that was? What was suspicious? He let the Magnemite out, he showed Tim where to stand, he accompanied Karina, he looked after the Yanma. No, he wouldn't have let the Magnemite out, that was Perugly. He showed Tim where to stand. I'm glad you remember. Keith told you where to stand when I was going to bring out the violin. He must have known that that was where the camera would fall. Do you think Keith and Max were working together? It's not impossible. We can't rule it out anyway. Why would Keith... No. Now isn't the time to be asking questions. We need to catch Keith first. Let's go, Pikachu. Yeah. He's in the studio somewhere. There he is! Keith! Don't let him get away. We gotta go after him, Tim. Right. Ooh. This music? Holy shit. Blast! Where'd he go? Pikachu, look! The roof! Let's go. Why would he go to the roof and not downstairs?
Stop, Keith! You can't get away!
We'll just have to see about that now, won't we? Scroopy, keep them busy.
Sky!
Oh, he's a sniper. Look out.
Tim, watch out for its poison sting!
Capture Keith. Whoa.
You missed. Oh well, help is on its way.
Noivern.
Perfect timing, Noivern. Now, could you blast them away?
Not your boom burst. Or just wing attack. Oh god. Ah shit.
Pikachu!
So I actually did fail that one. The locket!
Oh, what was that?
That sounded like a camera shutter.
Tim, are you alright?
Reinforcements. Noivern, time to go. Farewell, detective. I hope you'll go easier on me next time.
Blast! Got away.
Maniacal laugh, maniacal laugh.
Nope. It wasn't for nothing, Tim. Look at this.
Huh? The locket?
That's right. Not just any old locket. It has a little secret.
What do you mean?
Well, unless I'm mistaken, this locket should contain a clue left by Harry.
Okay.
He got away this time. Too bad. But you never know. There could be a clue hidden in this locket.
Keith got away, and we got some clues.